stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Femi in the building, my guy. CT in the building.
Sir.
Where in CT?
New Haven County.
New Haven County.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you know, I love, you know, I feel like CT, for me personally, has just been such an underrated, untapped market in a lot of cases.
Right.
So whenever I get to bring some good people up here from CT, we're talking about Dusty and who else? Oh, my God. I've had so many people from CT up here. I can't name everybody because I'm going to forget somebody. But
there's Snow. There's mad artists from CT. Say Kuro, people like that. Yeah.
You know what I feel like it is though, in like CT, I know like there's like cities in CT, but also like everybody does sometimes feel very spread out.
CT is like it feels like CT's still trying to find its own personality. Me personally, yes, I was raised in CT, but like I was raised under a Nigerian household. So it's like my identity is not really from CT, it's from like my parents and how I was raised and stuff like that. So it's like that's why I got my own niche within Afrobeats and African music, is because like I learned that from the home. I didn't really get a lot of stuff from CT itself, you know, because CT doesn't really have an identity yet. They're getting there though, but they don't have an identity yet.
I think it's, again, I think like the hardest part about that identity, because, you know, you look at places like Jersey where people are a little bit closer, and then New York where everybody's like on top of each other. It's like, it's easier to get identities in those places, or like, you know, new sounds or things like that, and it'd be like attached to those locations because of how much everybody interacts with each other. But then like oftentimes, you know, when I talk to Connecticut rappers, it's like a lot of them or artists just in general, a lot of them just be like too far apart. So they're not always like in those same locations or events or things like that.
It's definitely a crab like in a bucket or whatever. Like
crabs in a barrel.
Crabs in a barrel, bro. Like everyone's just trying to get to the top. Like one person's just trying to get to the top as fast as they can. Like they don't, you feel me? So it's still developing the scene, but you know, there's a lot of talent in CT though.
Right.
There's a lot of talent in CT.
With you know, you already had mentioned that you grew up in a Nigerian household. Were you born here?
I was born here, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But your parents came from...
Both my parents came from Nigeria, Lagos, and Ilara, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was raised here. Yeah, it's just like, it was weird because it's like, as soon as you leave the house, you're in American culture. You're like, you feel like you're in the States. But like, as soon as you enter that house, like, it's like you're back in the motherland.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Home,
it's not like, it's not that much, it's very strict. Very strict.
I was about to say, because, you know, it's really funny that you say this, because I actually was out with a friend not too long ago, and literally like 2 weeks ago before the holiday, and they're Nigerian, and when we talk about strictness, right, they're like, it was like 1, 2 in the morning, and they kept getting a call from their parents at their grown age, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Just being like, where are you, da-da-da-da-da.
That shit, I had to cut that off at 18, bro. As soon as I hit college, bro, as soon as I hit college, I was like, yeah, I can't, I need freedom. I need that control shit don't work with me. Can't do that.
Wait, I was gonna say, so like you growing up and obviously being so involved in American culture too, just kind of, you know, being a first generation American, what were some of the struggles that I guess you faced at home with your parents trying to, like, you know, exist in, I guess, both worlds in that sense too? Because you got to exist in that home world, kind of like back in the motherland, but then also exist here in America and be like, you know.
I feel like, you know, they just were very overprotective when it came to like going places. They were very overprotective, very, you know, just trying to learn from others' mistakes, other families, other situations. They believed everything they heard on the news. You know what I'm saying? As you know, as African parents do, they believed everything they heard on the news. But I'm not gonna lie, my parents were very, they weren't as strict as you would think African parents are. Granted, I'm an artist, so you know, usually it's like go to school, be a lawyer, do that, be a doctor, whatever. Nah, they was very supportive over what I chose to do with my, you know, with my life and my career and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope, because I feel like when I talk to a lot of kids of, like, you know, immigrant parents, they're always like, oh yeah, my parents were always very strict about my career choice and my career path.
Yeah, nah. They definitely you know, encouraged me to go to school, and I did go to school for about 2 years. But, you know, they weren't like, you got to stay there. No, if this is what your heart's telling you to do, go do that, and just be smart about it. Obviously, be successful in it, stuff like that. But as long as you're successful, Africans' parents don't really care.
Right.
For real, bro.
When you first approached them and you were like, "Hey, I want to pursue music," first of all, was there anything else that you ever wanted to do, or like that you were on the path to do?
Growing up, bro, I wanted to be man. I wanted to be so many. I remember at a point in time, I wanted to be a wrestler.
A wrestler? I respect that.
I want to be a pastor. I want to be everything in the books, and then I was just like, but you know how you you know what your calling is, but like you're running away from it because you feel like everyone does it.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I always knew, okay, this is what I really want to do. This is what's for me. But I just never felt like it was attainable, if that makes sense. So it's like I never really cared to go for it earlier, like in age and stuff like that. Like mind you, I would have been doing music if I had the confidence I had now. I would have been doing music since like 18, 17. But you know, it took me a while. But you know, when I was like 19, 20, 21, that's when I was like, all right, let me take this serious. Let me go for this because this is what I really want to do. Stuff like that. Like yeah.
I know you said you wanted to be a pastor.
Bruh, all right.
I can't just like skip over that. Like I need to understand like what in life drew you to want to even be a pastor. Because I don't think anybody's ever come on the show. It's like, you know what I really want to be when I grew up? A pastor.
Nah, I know. I was definitely like 6 years old. I was like 6 years. I was not like a grown adult. Like yeah, I want to be a pastor. Nah, I was like ages range 6 to like 8 when I was influenced because I grew up in the church. So I was influenced by a lot of you know, church stuff and you know, gospel stuff. So yeah, growing up, I definitely wanted to be a pastor as a child, but I outgrew that, and yeah, that was just something I was.
It was just something as a kid, like
it was just something as a kid. You were just like, all right, I want to be that, I want to be that, I want to be that. I see that, I want to be that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was for me.
When it came to like the music, right? Obviously, like you said, you have like that advantage because you know you're not influenced by like initially Connecticut's music scene, right?
All.
You come from definitely that Afrobeats music scene,
For
that
sure.
whatever. Was that always the type of music you were making too? Because you know, I think like when I meet like a lot of other you know kids of immigrants, like they start off making like what American music or so on and so forth, and then they eventually grow into kind of like whether it be like Spanish music or Afrobeats or things like that.
See, at first, when I started really making music back in like 2019, 2020, I started doing like melodic rap.
See, I knew it.
You know what I'm saying? I never really wanted. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, cause I'm Nigerian, and I feel like only Nigerian artists like would understand like when you go and you know start making music as an African artist, you feel like Afro beats and you know just you know the African sound is just in your back pocket. Like you grew up on that, so you don't want to feel like like it comes easy to me to do this. You know what I'm saying? For the Afro beats and African music, I wanted to challenge myself at first. I didn't want to feel like like for example Wale, the rapper, like he's a rapper. He didn't come up as an Afrobeat artist, and I thought that was so dope growing up. Like you could be African and not be an African artist. Like, you know, you don't have to be the Whiskey John. That's what I saw at first. And I saw Wale. I was like, all right, cool. Like, so that's why at first I wanted to be a melodic rapper because that, like, was different than what I thought. I don't know. I just felt like Afrobeats just came too easy to me. I don't know. I grew up on it. It was just, I don't know. As time went on, though, like, from 2021, 2022, 2023, I was like, this melodic rap, this rap is just too toxic. Like, in my opinion, the rap scene, the hip hop scene got too toxic. Like you had to like start portraying things that you weren't, you know what I'm saying? And like start making music about things that you don't do and stuff like that. And that's just not what I'm about. Like I came to a point where I'm like, all right, cool. I want to be very authentic. Like I want my music to reflect who I am. I want my brand to reflect who I am. I want what I, you know, convey through my artistry, my visuals, whatever in the future to reflect my authenticity. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
So, you know, I had a conversation with somebody and they told me like, hey, like, you know, you're Nigerian. Why not, you know, start making, you know, your culture music? Like, it's not like you could, it's not like you would be like a, what's it they call that? Like when someone's like using a culture or something.
Culture vulture. Yeah. Being a culture vulture.
It's not like you're a culture vulture. Like you're Nigerian. Like why not just try it out? Try out Afrobeats, Afropop, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I tried it out. I made like 4 songs in the first night. I shocked myself that it came so natural and it felt like the first time I started like making music and like getting into it. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me like understand that, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is the lane I'm supposed to go in. And yeah, I just haven't stopped. I've been making Afropop music, Afrobeats music, alt music for the past like year. And it's just like how far I've gotten since I started last year, like switching my genre, it's been insane. Like when I play my music for people and they're like, nigga, you just started a year ago? Like, making this type of music, you just started a year ago? Like, I'm like, yeah. Because it just comes so natural to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm forcing nothing. You feel me?
Right. Do you feel like your music, you know, even kind of talking about how far it's already gone, do you feel like it's been accepted back home too?
Yeah, actually, I got on my upcoming upcoming EP, Killing Me Softly 2, that drops in January.
Tough.
My boy Shayo Davids from back home in Nigeria hopped on it. He's cool with Buju. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah, of course.
So he's on that record. So yeah, like they love it. My last record that dropped 2 months ago on Killing Me Softly 1, Remedies with Celise. She's cool with like Cruz Santino and those people over there. So like they're very. It was like very embracive. Like they just accepted me and they think I'm dope. So I think they fucking with it.
That's tough. Because like I say this in any interview like this where it's like I'm interviewing someone who was born here but like makes music for back home as well too.
Yeah.
Like it's always interesting kind of seeing the dynamic of like if the music is going to be fully accepted by your culture, especially over there. Because here I'm sure like everybody's going to love it, right? Because
That's the
we're
thing
here.
though. I'm not trying to like get accepted by them. Like I feel like that's where U.S. African artists go wrong. They're trying to make something that sounds like Burna Boy, Wizkid, whatever. That's already that you can't do that. They grew up over there. They were raised in that. Like you can't act like you could just copy that style. It's just not going to be authentic. Like in my opinion, I have to use my influences that I've seen over the time being raised in the States, and also halfly from my parents from hearing Sunny Ade to Ebenezer Obey to Fela Kuti. Like, how can I mix my influences with Afro beats, Afro house, all that stuff that I love and I grew up on, with what I grew up on here as well, with the influences of my U.S. artists as well, like a bridge, like, what I'm trying to say? Like, me personally, I want to be the Michael Jackson of Afro pop. Like, that's who I believe I'm going to be. Yeah. And I feel like I'm not trying to be a Wizkid, I'm not trying to be a Burna Boy, I'm trying to be a Femi. You know what I'm saying? And that's...
You want to be your own thing at the end of the day.
I just want to be me. I do want to have the influence of, the sound of back home, but I don't want to be something I'm not, I want it to always feel natural, always feel authentic, you feel me?
Yeah, I like that. With Dusty, right? Because obviously we have a mutual friend in Dusty Stay True. How did you and Dusty really first meet each other as well?
That's funny.
It's a good story?
That's hilarious. Me and X, I call him X, but me and Dusty, we met when I was 15 or 16, and it was at the you remember the flu games that came out back in like, yeah.
You met at a release?
Yeah, we met at a release.
That's funny as fuck, yeah.
We met at a release. We met at the Flu Games release. I think I was ahead of him in line or something. Or he was there before me, one or the other. And like one of us asked like to take each other's spots or something. And we just chopped it up. We didn't know each other from nothing. Like we just chopped up, just was talking, and we got cool. We walked to like Wendy's right after, got food. And we just got close ever since. We slept in like hallways together on some shit. Like we've been on some shit. He brought me on my first tour to support him on the 2C tour as his hype man or whatever. So
you were his hype man on the 2C tour?
For like 3 shows, yeah.
I'm jacking that. That's tough.
Yeah, it was cool.
So y'all really were like sleeping on the hallway floors together?
Like before all this, like before he got signed for all this stuff, me and him, like some summer nights, we would crash on the hallway because his mom would lock him out, and we would like crash on the hallways.
Lock him out?
Like she would not think he's coming home.
Oh,
and so we wouldn't be able to get in the house. And we would literally sleep on like the hallways, or like he'd be like, we just kid shit. But that's my brother though.
That's fire, man. That's a great story too. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my brother.
So we got the new project dropping in January, right?
Definitely Killing Me Softly too.
How is it different from the first one, or how does it expand on like the ideas that came within the first one?
The first one was, I feel like the first Killing Me Softly one was just like a true usually when I drop something, I'm an overthinker, right? So like when I drop something, whether it's a single or a video, I'm always like, damn, I could have did that better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With this first Killing Me Softly one, I was like, damn, like there's nothing wrong with this. Like I love each record. I love the cover art, the visuals for it, like everything I did for it. I loved. That's the first time I ever felt like that for something I released. Regarding the sound of the project, the first one was just like, I don't know. It just was I don't know how to explain it. It was just a good way to present me to the world with my current right now sound. Like, like I'm not learning how to make Afro beats. I'm not learning. No, this is like me now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Killing Me Softly 2 though, it's like you see, where this dude's going. Like, okay, like he's serious. This dude's like gonna like take it to the moon. Like for real. Like I feel like Killing Me Softly 2 gives you a off the wall feeling. Like, this guy's, who is this guy? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand.
And that's what I feel. I feel like Killing Me Softly 1 was a good intro. Like, okay, this dude, there's something here. Killing Me Softly 2 is like, who is this guy, dog? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And that's what it gives me. It's just very electric, very energized, magical. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. Like, me personally, I feel like there's a lack of magic in the music industry, in my opinion, right now. Like, there's something about the 70s, the 60s, and the 50s, and the 80s, and then a little bit in the 90s that were just, it felt magical to be in that time. Like, the way music was made, like, especially in the 80s and 70s, there was no samples. Like, those are original records. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
People aren't doing original records like that. It's all samples like now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to bring that magical feeling back to music, and that I feel like that's been missing for a while, you know?
Word.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for it, man. So what, do we have a date for it yet or no?
Killing Me Softly 2, January 10th.
January 10th.
Yes,
so
sir.
if you're watching this, it's on the way. Very close.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you go check that out. What song are we performing here today?
Tequila Mama.
Tequila Mama.
Tequila Mama. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Do I
Good.
want to ask about the moment that inspired this song?
Man. Man, so many moments of me being just in the city, just wilding, but just being, you know, just seeing a fine thing in the spot, trying to bring that back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear the song,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You'll get it. But it's just a vibey song that I feel like people can relate to. It's just a vibey song that is a fun song that, you know, party to, stuff like that. But it's definitely that. It's definitely that.
All right. Well, go check out the live performance of Tequila Mama
Most
out
definitely.
now. Killing Me Softly 2 on the way January 10th. So go check
Most
that out.
definitely.
Before we get up out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff. Now's the time to do it. This camera on the right here.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, my name's Femi, a.k.a. Oluwa Stunner. You can follow me on all social platforms at FEMI1X. For Twitter, it's FEMI1X. And yeah, just be looking out for me. I'm coming for everybody. I'm coming for the Grammys, coming for everything I deserve. Yo, I'm coming.
Definitely.
I'm gonna get to it. So feel me? I'll be seeing y'all soon.
There you go. Well, make sure you go check out everything he has out now. Killing Me Softly 2, January 10th. Like I said, Tequila Mommy
sir.
song performance out now. Go check that out. Make sure you go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free.
Also, I
Support
want
is
to
free.
say this platform, bro, is crazy. This platform gives me the vibes of Rap City.
Oh,
Like,
thank
for
you.
our generation. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying? And I
man.
want to give you that props because
Appreciate
no
that.
one's doing it like y'all doing it right now. So
Thank you,
hell
bro.
yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Well, like I said, go show him some love.
Hell
Go show him
yeah.
support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Femi on the radar. We out. Bow.
Peace.
Love, my God. Appreciate you.